I had this guy on the podcast. He works for Return 'em Right. He's a scientist there at Return 'em Right. And I learned a whole bunch on the podcast, and he was a really cool guy, so I invited him to come fishing with us.
Beautiful fish, all blown up from barotrauma. Look at that.
Nick really knew about how these fish do when you use the descending device or when you use the venting tool.
And those gases are going to recompress naturally on the way down.
What's that? Oh, there it is. Big, big snapper.
Huge red
Huge
snapper.
one.
Oh, my God.
Look at that thing, Tom.
Oh! Yeah! Come on, come on. Oh!
He ate it. He ate it. He ate
Nice, baby. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I thought you said you had to...
Got him, relax.
Oh, dude, he just ripped my boat off. Oh! Awesome. Look at that big boy. Woo!
The Hawks Cay Saltwater Experience, presented by Yellowfin, with Captain Tom Rowland and Captain Rich Tudor.
Got the weather today, man. Very nice. Go out and do some bottom fishing. Got Nick from Return 'em Right. He's going to be coming here in just a minute. Got all these different descending devices. Going to show us all the different ones and how they work and what they do and what their program is. Pretty impressive, man. They're giving away devices to anglers all over the place.
Yeah,
He should be here any second. That'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm curious to learn.
Maybe catch some dinner. There he is. Nick.
Tom, what's going
up,
on?
man?
Rich,
Nick, see you, buddy.
good to see
Good
you.
to see you. We have what you got there.
There we go. There's
All right.
one
Is
bag.
that super heavy? I
Good to see you. Oh, there's a couple weights in there.
All right, hop on in right here, and
All right.
we'll get ready to go.
Appreciate
so
y'all having
you
me.
brought all your different devices?
We've got venting tools, descending devices, everything you need to successfully release reef fish.
Very cool.
Hopefully we'll be keeping some for dinner. though.
Yeah. Well, maybe we won't have to release them. They'll all be of the right size. And
We're
the
prepared
right
if we need
species.
to.
But that when we're doing this, a lot of times we catch things that can't keep.
Out
Red
of
snappers
season.
and other things, out of season.
Undersize.
Yeah.
Met our
Well,
bag limit. All
We've been
kinds of
talking about
reasons.
going fishing for a while, so I'm glad you could join us. I'm gonna put this right in the back.
Appreciate it.
Rich is gonna let us down and roll out. Got some pinfish. We've got pretty much everything we need, I think. Hopefully. I had Nick on the podcast, and I learned a whole bunch on the podcast, and he was a really cool guy, so I invited him to come fishing with us. And that day that we took him fishing was really cool. We meet him at Hawks Cay. He brings all his gear, and what his organization does is that they give away all of these different descending devices. So you go on the website, you take a little quiz, and their organization, Return 'em Right, their chief purpose is to get the gear in anglers' hands and teach them how to use it so that they can use the different descending devices. And there's a whole bunch of different ones. He came with a bag full of all these different ones, some that we were familiar with, some that we weren't, some that looked homemade, all of these different descending devices. And on that day, man, I really learned a lot more than I thought I was going to. I thought we were just going to take a cool guy fishing and, have a great day and maybe learn a few things about it. But he really knows the science behind it because, of course, he is a scientist and this is what he does day in and day out. So Nick really knew so much more about how these fish do when you use the descending device or when you use the venting tool. And it was really interesting to hear him talk about the science behind all of this.
So we're in 286 feet right now. So what I'll do is I'll set up a rod in the corner with a descending device. I have some deep water sequelizers.
Yeah.
So the sequelizer is a pressure release descending device. Since we're fishing deeper, we're gonna go with some a deeper version, which is set to release at either 100, 200, or 300 feet.
Okay.
So if we do have to release anything, we'll get these fish back down to 200 feet. From around 285, they'll recompress the whole way down and they should pop off and be free to go. I'll also probably put a venting tool right here, just so we have that in case we need it as well. You do not need to vent and descend, but let's say we happen to catch a few fish at the same time and the descending device is in use, we can vent one and get them back quickly. So I like to primarily use descending device, but have venting tools available in case we need them. Venting tools are cheap. Descending devices are also cheap, or you can make them at home, or you can get them through our program.
Yeah.
So it's great to have both on board and be ready for when you need it.
Well, you get the descending
We'll get
device
rigged
set
up.
We'll start getting the rods ready.
I'm gonna pull us back around.
We'll get set up on
We'll
the
try
spot.
to anchor with the trolling motor right on the spot here.
I mean, the guy's got the dream job for a scientist that likes to fish. I mean, he's got a great story. I mean, he was a hardcore fisherman. You know, he loved fishing, and even so much so that his mom was like, whatever you do in life, you need to do something that is going to get you on the water and fishing. So he chose marine biology. And sure enough, he has found himself in a position to where he works with anglers all the time. He's out there fishing and testing these devices all the time, and that's what he does. So I kind of thought that we were going to go out there with just a friend that likes to fish, but I came away with a lot of knowledge, and from now on, we're going to be able to use these things more confidently, and certainly to be able to get these fish back down to where they're going to survive a lot better.
Actually, see all these bubbles coming out?
Yes.
So that's actually from barotrauma there. The gas is expanding so much, has nowhere to go, so it's forcing its way out of the skin and underneath the scales. But that's what all those bubbles are that's coming out. So we're gonna quickly throw him on this descending device.
All right, I got it popped open.
So just like a boga grip, yep, you pull the triggers here, pop it open. Gonna clip this on the lower jaw. Come on, buddy. There we go. So that's on.
Let me see that. Oh yeah, perfect.
So this has a pressure sensor in here, so it'll pop off automatically at 200 feet. Since we're fishing in 280, we want to get him close to the bottom there. And then you just,
as fast as I can? Or?
Yep, just drop him down as fast as you can. And those gases are going to recompress naturally on the way down. Once it hits 200 feet, it'll pop open, release, and he'll be free to swim away.
And I'll feel it pop off.
Yeah, the weight will actually speed up. So you'll feel less resistance from the fish. There we go. So that sped up, and now it's in free spool, basically.
So now just reel it back up?
Reel it back up.
Man, that is slick.
Yep. So that's a 3-pound weight. A fish that size, a 1-pound weight would be plenty. I've tend to notice about a pound of weight will get about up to 5 or 6 pounds of fish down.
Wow.
So this 3-pound weight should get fish up to, 16, 17, 18 pounds down.
Wow.
Depends how much air is inside them, obviously. So the more air that's inside, the more weight you might need.
Okay, look at that.
Just like
Click
that.
right off.
Pull it over here.
Worked.
And it's free to swim off, live another day. Catch them when it's bigger
That's
in season.
impressive. Yeah, I like that. That's great. Yeah, it was a great day. We went out on the 26th and decided we'd go out there and hit some of the deeper wrecks and deeper spots, where we catch the mutton snappers. Some of these deeper spots we catch these red snappers too. We never have a red snapper season down here, it seems like, maybe a day or two here or there, but it's always a catch and release fishery with the red snappers. And I've purposely not fished some of these deeper spots for the muttons because I'm scared I'm going to catch a red snapper. But in this situation, he was assuring us that with these descending devices, we're going to return them good. And so we fished a few of these different spots where we were hoping to catch a big mutton for dinner, but if we caught some red snappers, we were gonna, not only return them with the descending devices, but he also had these GoPros and this rig where he was gonna film them and be able to show and to see that they're actually swimming away, healthy. So I thought that was incredibly informative, and it was super fun.
I see color. I think I see red. Oh wow, yeah, there we go.
What do you got?
Nice. Red snapper.
Nice.
Not the target species, but beautiful fish, all blown up from barotrauma. Look at that.
So that's what a lot of people will look at that and think that fish is a goner. No way.
Yeah.
Right? So
yeah, that's some severe barotrauma. Usually snappers' eyes don't bulge as much as you would see in a grouper species. Also some scales bubbling from barotrauma. Stomach's actually not coming out. But there's actually science that shows they can actually retain vision even when their eyes are bulging, and this fish is far from dead. We're gonna send it back to 200 feet. Caught it at 280 and give it a good chance of surviving. We actually might be able to clip 2 of these on the same device if you want to try it.
I'm okay with that.
It doesn't work as all the time, but considering we have them both here, let's give it a shot. This equalizer I have set to 200 feet already.
Let's see, is mine bigger than yours?
But a little bit. Yours is a little more lively too.
That's awesome.
If it doesn't work, we could probably vent him and get him back. So if we're gonna try to go side by side here.
Yeah.
They're too big to do 2. Wait, there we go.
Look at that, 2 at a time.
2 at a time. All right.
Ready?
Yep, send him. Oh, one came off, but he's kicking. The good one, the one that had less barotrauma came off.
Nick had all these different descending devices. He had different weights, he had different devices. One of them is called the Sequelizer. The Sequelizer is one that has different settings. So you can set it for 100, 150, 200, I think, but they have different settings, and it's a jaw kind of like a boga grip. You put it on another rod, and it takes the fish down to whatever depth that you have it set. He didn't really have a preference one way or another of which device that you used, whether it was homemade or store-bought. The important thing was that you use one to get these fish back down. And what you mentioned, the GoPro footage that he had, we could actually see how, you know, these fish that do not look like they're going to survive. Their eyes are literally popped out of their skull. We would see bubbles coming out of the scales. Your typical barotrauma. I mean, that is what barotrauma is. And he was 100% certain that if we used the descending device quickly, that we would get that fish back down. And he was so certain because he witnesses it on this video over and over.
Well, that is impressive. Look at that. Perfect.
Yep, so
Man, I like that.
you can sometimes squeeze 2 on these actually as well. Works a little bit better for the smaller ones, but there's some different uses that you can really get the hang of this and really find out what works best for your boat. But yeah, that works perfect.
Well, let's go see if we can get another bite.
One of the things that we already knew about the Sequelizer and using these descending devices is the importance of having all your stuff ready. Like, you're going to get out to one of these areas and you know that you might encounter some undersized fish or fish that we're not going to be able to take. You want to have a rod that's dedicated to this device. I mean, that's how you're going to maximize the survivability of these fish, is to have everything set up and dedicated so that you don't have to go looking for it. That's super, super important. When we get out there, you know, we get all set. We've got all the right rods. We're using the St. Croix Riffs, the Daiwa Saltigas. We got the rigs dialed in. Everything is great. But it started happening. You guys were getting the bites, and man, for whatever reason, I just was not getting the bite.
Absolutely, you got one too?
I got one too.
Dang, boys, you guys are giving me the skunk. I'm looking at how long everybody's leader is. I'm looking at how, you know, what everybody's using, but still, I'm striking out.
Yeah, we had a couple bigger ones on that pulled off, you know, halfway up, and landed a bunch of, you know, smaller ones. But man, you didn't have a lot of numbers, but you did come up with a big one of the day.
I'll say this is a big red snapper.
What's that? Oh, there it is. Big snapper.
Huge red snapper.
Huge one.
I told you guys, that's what I was
Oh
going to
my
do, is catch the biggest one.
Giant fish. Oh, look at that thing, Tom.
He wasn't kidding.
That's the way I do it.
He's like, I'll let you guys catch all those little things, get them out of my way. That's a fish. Wow. Nice job.
And no shark. It'd be a shame to watch that one go to waste.
Wow, that's a fish.
Heck of a fish right there.
Nice.
Really nice.
Wow, and this is what we're talking about right here. He's blowing up.
That's a beautiful red.
Look at the
Look at the
scales right there.
scales.
You
Yeah,
see
see
the
how
bubbles?
lifted they are?
See the bubbles coming out of there?
Yeah. That's a sign of barotrauma that a lot of people aren't familiar with.
I mean, you can hear it too.
If you get
and
it,
it blows up the scales like that.
The only thing that was different about when I caught the big one is that the current was heavy. And when you started using the power pole move trolling motor to hold us in that heavy current, the difficulty to hit the bottom, I mean, with a little bit of weight that I had, what it was doing is it was just planing my line up. So I kept letting line out until I felt it hit at the bottom again. But it was so far out there. It's like, man, am I really on the bottom, or do I have a big bow in the line? But I was on the bottom apparently, because that's when I got the bite. And I knew right away it was a much better one, but I didn't have anything to compare to because that was the first one I caught.
so now we're ready to go. It's on. Let me just make sure.
Okay.
But, yep, it's recording.
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. That is a nice fish.
Sometimes these bigger ones, they will kind of flip when they pop off because they're a little disoriented from the long fight. But then usually after a couple seconds, they'll right themselves and kind of reposition themselves and swim away.
Awesome.
You know, down here, you don't hear a lot about red snappers. You know, everywhere in the Gulf, all up and down the coast of Florida, Louisiana, Carolinas, there's quotas. I mean, it's one of the things that people just go out and they do it. Here, captains that are out there a bunch will run into them occasionally, but they, you know, because we don't have an open season, they kind of avoid those areas because they don't want to, you know, release one dead. Today, knowing that we're letting these fish go, that they're swimming away happy, you know, we didn't catch the mutton snapper we were looking for dinner, but we had a great time catching all these red snappers, learning, seeing this footage, and just knowing that we're, you know, releasing these fish properly. They're, you know, having a great chance to live and grow up.
All right, 2 in a row.
Catching up, Tom.
Give that one to Nick. You want to vent this one?
Our plan for the day was to go look for some mutton snapper. Obviously down here in the Keys has one of the greatest mutton snapper fisheries. Unfortunately, we didn't catch any muttons for dinner, but we did catch a bunch of red snapper. Those are some really beautiful fish and they fight hard. They were not the target species, but we were well equipped to return them with both descending devices and venting tools. And it was a great educational opportunity to highlight those devices. And we were able to really get on some fish and enjoy the day offshore. So you want to use this pec fin as a guide here.
Yep.
And if you lay it flat, that kind of shows you where you want to vent. And you want to go a couple inches behind the base of this pectoral fin here.
Yep.
So you can lift the scale, lift the scale, and go.
Oh yeah, you hear it.
Hear that air coming out?
Oh yeah.
And I like to kind of press on the stomach a little bit. Once all that air's out, get them back in the water. And I like to face the current for a little bit, and then down he goes.
Wow, successful release, good job.
Yep. Return 'em Right is a Gulf of Mexico focused program, but the education is relevant everywhere. Barrel trauma and discard mortality is an international issue. So I would encourage everyone who fishes to go to returnemright.org and view our little quick 15-minute education module. If you do fish in the Gulf of Mexico, we can provide you with free release gear to use on the water as well, which is just an added perk. But really learning how to use these devices, learning when to use them, learning what barotrauma is really what can make the biggest impact on this fishery. What we distribute is actually a really cool kit that's not available on the market. We distribute a pre-rigged sequelizer, which is the pressure release descending device. We have it pre-rigged to a 3-pound weight, and it's rigged to a 3-way swivel, so all you have to do is tie it onto your line and you're all rigged and ready to go to release fish. And we also include a backup inverted hook descending device in the kit. So it's about $100 worth of stuff to put on the boat, and it's all stuff that can really help the fishery out in the future.
You know what we could do now, though, if you want to, we could run it offshore a little deeper and try the deep dropping with the electrics and maybe get some snowy or
Hey,
for dinner.
we still need something for dinner, so
We
that
do.
sounds like a good plan to me.
And might as well move, because we're just going to continue to do the same thing probably.
Yep.
It was fun.
It was fun. They're fun to catch, though.
Well,
and it's
they
good
are, but you know, if you can't keep them, might as well move on.
Yep.
You know?
Want to fish for something we could bring home for dinner. But it's good to be well equipped to send them back if you run into bycatch.
That's exactly right.